4 years ago, I reviewed the X-Men films. And I also include the solo films with Wolverine and even the Deadpool films. Well, with Deadpool and Wolverine coming up this weekend, I thought I'd go back and revisit the Wolverine and Deadpool films, and I'm going to do special redo reviews on them. So my original videos of these will still be available, but they didn't get that many views. But after this, that's going to change. I hope. So let's get started with the one that started all. And I know this still that gets a little bit of hate, but I'm going to do my best to defend this film in a way. Here's a redo review of X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Hey bub, this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews.
So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a redo review, or, well, I consider it to be both redo or revisited review of the 2009 superhero flick X-Men Origins Wolverine, released by Fox and directed by Gavin Hood. It's the fourth overall installment of the X-Men film series, and the first in the Wolverine trilogy within the series, and spin-off and prequel to the first and second X-Men films. The film's script was written by David Benioff and Skip Woods, and produced by Hugh Jackman, who reprises his role as the titular character, along with Liev Schreiber, Danny Huston, Dominic Monaghan, and Ryan Reynolds. Now, the plot details Wolverine's childhood as James Howlett, his time with Major William Stryker's Team X, the bonding of Wolverine's skeleton with the indestructible metal adamantium during the Weapon X program, and his relationship with his half-brother Victor Creed. The film was released on May 1st, 2009, so I'm just a couple months late for the anniversary. This film unfortunately got dissed and what have you, but still was a bit of a success though. Let's get into the story. In 1845, James Howlett, a boy living in the Northwest Territories, witnesses his father being killed by groundskeeper Thomas Logan. Anxiety activates the boy's mutation. Bone claws protrude from his knuckles, and he impales Thomas, who reveals that he is James' biological father before dying. James flees with Thomas's other son, Victor Creed, James's half-brother, who has sharp claw nails and a healing factor mutation like James. They spend the next century as soldiers fighting in the Civil War, both World Wars, and the Vietnam War. And I do mean American Civil War, that is. In Vietnam, the increasingly violent Victor attempts to rape a Vietnamese woman and kills a senior officer who tries to stop him. James returns to Victor and, ignorant of his brother's intent, rushes to defend him. The pair are sentenced to execution by firing squad, which they survive. Major William Stryker offers them membership in Team X, a group of mutants including Marksman Agent Zero, katana-wielding mercenary Wade Wilson, teleporter John Wraith, super strong and invulnerable Fred Dukes, and technopath Chris Bradley. They join the team for a few missions, with James using the alias Logan, but Victor and the group's lack of self-control and empathy causes Logan to leave. 6 years later, Logan works as a logger in Canada, where he lives with his girlfriend, Kayla Silverfox. Stryker and Zero approach Logan, reporting that Wade and Bradley have been killed. Someone is targeting the team. Logan refuses to rejoin Stryker, but after finding Kayla's bloodied body in the woods, he realizes that Victor is responsible. He finds Victor at a bar, but loses the subsequent fight. Stryker explains that Victor has gone rogue and offers Logan a way to become strong enough to get his revenge. Logan undergoes a painful operation to reinforce his skeleton with adamantium, a virtually indestructible metal. Stryker orders that Logan's memory be erased so he can be used as Stryker's personal weapon. But Logan overhears and escapes to a nearby farm where an elderly couple take him in. Zero kills the couple the following morning and tries to kill Logan, but he takes down Zero's helicopter and swears to kill both Stryker and Victor. He then blows up the helicopter, killing Zero. Logan locates Wraith and Dukes at a boxing gym in Las Vegas. Dukes, who has ballooned in size due to a guilt-induced eating disorder, explains that Victor still works for Stryker, hunting down mutants for Stryker to experiment at his new laboratory located at the island. Dukes also mentions Remy Gambit LeBeau, the only one who has escaped from the island and therefore knew its location. Wraith and Logan find LeBeau in New Orleans, and then both fight Victor, who kills Wraith and extracts his DNA, agreeing to help release mutants that Stryker has captured. Gambit takes Logan to Stryker's facility on 3 Mile Island. Logan learns that Kayla is alive, having been forced by Stryker into surveilling him in exchange for her sister's safety. However, Stryker refuses to release her sister and denies Victor the adamantium bonding promised for his service, claiming that the test results revealed that Victor would not survive the operation. Stryker activates Wade, now known as Weapon XI, or should I say 11, a mutant killer with the powers of multiple mutants. Now for the ending and a mid-credit scene and post-credit scene. As always, you have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. As I start counting down now, if you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. While Logan and Victor fight off Weapon XI, Kayla is mortally wounded, leading the captive mutants to Professor Charles Xavier in safety. After Logan kills Weapon XI, well, I'll just say 11, sorry. Stryker arrives and shoots Logan in the head with adamantium bullets, rendering him unconscious. Before Stryker can shoot Kayla, she grabs him and uses her mutant power to persuade him to turn around and walk away until his feet bleed, then succumbs to her injuries. Logan regains consciousness but has lost his memory. He notices his dog tags read Logan on one side and Wolverine on the other. He pauses upon noticing Kayla's body, but does not recognize her. And that's the end of the story. But in a mid-credit scene, Stryker is detained for questioning by MPs in connection with the death of General Munson, whom Stryker murdered to protect his experiment. And in a post-credit scene, Weapon 11's hand crawls out of the rocks and touches his head, which awakens and shushes the screen, revealing that he has survived being decapitated. And that really is end of story. So what did I think of X-Men Origins Wolverine? Well, I am going to say it's a fine film and what have you. It does have good action, what have you, but yeah, it does have its flaws though, unfortunately. Yeah, critics dissed this for its screenplay, the visual effects, pacing, and editing, although Jackman's performance received some praise, however. The film was still a success, going on to make $373 million worldwide against its $150 million budget. According to Rotten Tomatoes, who has this at a mere 38, saying though Jackman gives his all, he can't help the film overcome a cliche-ridden script and familiar narrative. Metacritic has a score of 40, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film a grade of B+. Time magazine commented on the film standing among other Marvel films, saying that it is an okay, not great Marvel movie that tells the early story of the Prime X-Men and attempts to make it climax and a perfect coupling with the start of the known trilogy. That's understandable. I agree on that. Now, the reviewer for this, Roger Corliss, said also that superhero mythologies can be so complicated, only a lonely comic book reading kid could make sense of it all. So yeah, I won't give too much more to reviews, but yeah. Later on, Hugh Jackman later confessed being unhappy with the final result of the film. The actor wanted primarily a film that would deepen the Wolverine character, but somehow the first Wolverine movie ended up looking like the fourth X-Men, just with different characters. Well, yes, it kind of ended up being like the fourth X-Men movie, since critics were mixed on the previous X-Men film, X-Men The Last Stand, which came out 3 years earlier. It tried to avert the same results while doing the character's next solo film, The Wolverine, released 4 years later. Yes, of course, this would have two sequels. But anyway, now I will say the story's fine, what have you. The effects are a little fine, what have you. But its action, though, I did enjoy. But yeah, it does have some issues with the pacing, though. And yeah, and editing could have used a little spin polish. But overall, it did have a pretty good score from Harry Gregson Williams, which was good. Now, for our cast, we of course have Hugh Jackman as the titular character, and I'm going to say he was really good. We also have playing the young version of him, where he was known as James Howlett. This is what really got me to know who Wolverine's real name, actual real name, was James Howlett. It was played by Troy Sivan, if I'm not mistaken. It was fine. It was not too bad. Now, Cody Smith McPhee was originally cast in the role when filming was originally began in December 2007, but opted out to the film known as The Road. But however, years later, he would go on to play Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler, in X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, which I know everybody probably would consider be maybe the worst X-Men film after this. But hey, I'm an understanding man. Liev Schreiber takes on the role of Victor Creed. I'm going to say he wasn't too bad, what have you. Now, of course, Tyler May, who played him in X Men, had hoped to reprise the role, but, well, you can see that didn't happen. Now, this wasn't the first time that Jackman and Schreiber worked before. They had also worked on the film Kate and Leopold in 2001. And well, Jackman described him as having a competitive streak necessary to portray the character. Yeah. Anyway, now Danny Huston is Stryker. Now Schreiber was originally in negotiations for the part, while Brian Cox, who played the character in X2, also wanted to reprise the role. He believed computer-generated imagery, similar to the program applied to Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen in the opening flashback in X-Men: The Last Stand, will allow him to appear as a younger Stryker. But Huston liked the complex Major Stryker, who both loves and hates mutants because his son was a mutant and drove his wife to suicide. Well, as always, that's understandable. will.i.am of the Black Eyed Peas plays John Wraith. I'm saying he wasn't too bad. This was him in his film debut. He was pretty good. Lynn Collins plays Kayla Silverfox. She wasn't too bad. Michelle Monaghan was to be up for the role, but she turned it down because of scheduling conflicts, despite her enthusiasm to work with Jackman. Kevin Durand plays Fred Dukes. In the comics, of course, we know him best as Blob. In one scene, he mistakens what, well, Wolverine says. He thinks he called him Blob. He just said Bub. David Harbour auditioned for the role, but was turned down for being too fat at the time, as a matter of fact. Dominic Monaghan played Bradley, a mutant who can manipulate electricity and electronic objects. Yeah, not bad. Taylor Kitsch played Remy LeBeau. Well, I'm gonna say he was fine. Daniel Henney played Agent Zero, not bad. And Ryan Reynolds played Wade Wilson, who of course would be better known in the world of Marvel as the Mark with a Mouth Deadpool, who of course would get his own film 7 years later. Now, actually, he was only going to cameo as the character, but the role grew after he was cast. So, he was fine and what have you. So, anyway, just incredible. But anyway, you will know the cast is fine and what have you. So overall, the film's a mixed bag. The action's still good, and Hugh Jackman's well one of the good things about this film. The rest of the cast is kind of hit or miss. The visual effects was okay, so was and the pacing and acting could have just used a little spin and polish, but and its score was fine, was pretty good too. So overall, X Men Origins Wolverine was completely okay. Would I recommend the film? I'd only recommend you give this film a one-time watch, and if you're not satisfied, go to the next film. Okay, the Wolverine. It's a little better than this one, to be honest. So, what did you think of X Men Origins Wolverine? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Join me next time when I give you a re-review of, maybe not, not factual re-review, but a redo review of the Wolverine. Good, I got it. So if you like this, check out my re-review. You can check out my actual re-reviews for some of these other films from Marvel. Here's two from the MCU, which was starting to be big. First up is the re-review I did of Iron Man from 2008. The upper right hand corner is my re-review of Thor from 2011. Or if you'd like, check out a real good Marvel flick, check out my re-review of Spider-Man from 2002. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya, and in the words of the late great Stan the Man Lee, Excelsior! Bye now.